I call them the hater blockers, okay? Sunglasses to shade the classless. Welcome back to Diva Academy, and today we're doing Investor versus Shopper, Eyewear edition. We're gonna talk Spring/Summer 2026 trends in eyewear, and are you being an investor or a shopper? Trend we're seeing a lot of going down the runway. We saw it at Celine, is the big round frame. Right now, what we're experiencing in the eyewear market is a broad spectrum. We're seeing shapes from really, really oversized to small oval styles. Big round oval frame. Now, that's not a style for me, so that's definitely not something I'm going to invest in. However, I've been seeing people with slimmer faces and faces that aren't naturally that round really go for it, and I think it's chef's kiss on most women. Trend that I did get into that I think was an investment is the super big frame. So I got these ones from Phoebe Philo first. Very big, very drama, absolutely love. They're perfect to travel. I wore these in Aspen in the winter. Like, these are exquisite, perfect. I will definitely say these were an investment. These are a pair of eyewear that I will always return to. Very happy to have them in my collection. Another pair, which also touches on two trends, are these big Saint Laurent glasses. Very drama, very big, absolutely love the shape. I do find, though, with me personally, I'm finding that I'm wearing smaller frames now that I've cut my hair, but definitely worth the investment. Definitely something you're going to see a lot of this spring, summer is like the super big, huge acetate glasses. You're going to see a ton of that big shape, like the shield style. I call them the hater blockers, okay? Sunglasses to shade the classless. However, you're going to see a ton of this style come up. And this particular frame touches on two trends because if you see up close, it has this translucent acetate going on. That's going to be a big thing for the spring, summer months. That translucent style acetate, that translucent arm, translucent frame, it's going to be a big thing. You're going to see a lot of translucent with colored lenses. That's also something that we're going to see a ton of. And I think if you are in the market, definitely want to add that to your eyewear collection. I do have these, which kind of hit the mark. These are from Christopher Esper. I've been living in these a ton lately. I just feel like with my shorter hair, with the spring, summer months coming up, these are very that like 90s style of frame. I love that they're square. I happen to like more square frames on my face shape. I have a more rounded face. However, you know, we're trying to slim down and chisel out, but sorry, New York is New Yorking. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, I prefer a rounded, I prefer a more square shape on my face. So these have been my go-tos. Going back to, I love the fact that the arm has this translucent deal going on here that mimics the green tint in the lens. This is something you're going to see a lot of in the spring, summer months, are those colored lenses. We're really moving away from that dark, stark kind of lens. However, I did just hit up the Kering sample sale, and I got a ton of great pairs of eyewear. Not a ton that were on trend, but a ton that I will use for a lifetime. Definitely worth the investment. A new pair that I just picked up from a brand that I've never bought from before. I picked these up at Kith. This particular pair hits two trends as well. It has that translucent trend going on, but it also hits that oval shape. We're really doing away from a super square shape. We're doing an oval shape this season. So if you can get your hands on some oval eyewear, that's definitely where the trend is leading. Me personally, this is about as oval as I will go. I need something that has a bit of structure to it. I happen to love more of a shape on me, but as far as translucent goes, fabulous. I love this smoky gray color. Look at me, I cannot stop looking at myself in the mirror. I love this smoky gray color. I'm obsessed with it. But then in addition, it has that translucent vibe going on. That's going to be really big for the summer. And then the last trend, well, no, there's two more, I lied. The last one is really highlighting that brow. I've been seeing a lot of it where it kind of highlights the brow. So if you can see here, these are from Bottega Veneta. I got these recently from the Carrying Eyewear sale. And these are exquisite. So they are tortoise. The frame is tortoise. And then they have a gold rim going on around them. Tortoise frame, gold rim. But they really highlight the brow. That's a big thing right now, is letting that brow shine. These are gonna be fabulous for the summer months. A lot of people will be doing this trend as well. And then the last trend, which I don't really wanna call it a trend, it's something that I've seen a ton of for a while now, is that that chrome metallic frame. We're definitely doing a ton of that. I've seen a lot at Bottega Veneta. Saint Laurent has done that really well as well. Saint Laurent is always in the conversation when it comes to eyewear. I think if we're talking about a brand who is really on the pulse of eyewear and kind of leads the conversation, Saint Laurent would be at the top of the list for me. And these are Saint Laurent as well. These are a couple seasons old. However, that metal frame is not going away anytime soon. We're seeing a lot of, Miu Miu recently did like an oval metal frame. That's going to be really big for the summer months. I happen to like these because they have like a futuristic vibe to them, and I didn't have anything in my wardrobe, so this was definitely an investment for me. I didn't have anything like this in my wardrobe. I also got these ones from, I believe these are Bottega Veneta. Yes, these ones are Bottega Veneta. A little bit adventurous for me because I'm not really big into a cat eye, but I was really drawn to this gunmetal frame. I think this is also something that's important for me to have in my wardrobe. I don't have anything like that. So that was quite an investment. I definitely think I think that might have been a shop now that I think about it, but you know, we're trying to branch out and reach for different things. So we're gonna border the line between shop and investment. Now, shape-wise, these are really like my favorite kind of go-to. I've had these Tom Fords for about 5 years now. They're very old Tom Ford, but this is something that this is something that we can discuss about staying ready and working ahead of the curve. You know, now that translucent is on trend, I already have this in my arsenal, but now I have something a little bit fresher, a little bit more modern with these ones from Flatlist. You know, so this is a great opportunity to discuss building your wardrobe. I think if you see something and it's something that you know you like, you can be ahead of the trend by having certain things already prepared in your wardrobe, which is why I always highlight and always emphasize shopping. If you can, if it's not harming anyone, if it's not breaking the bank, shop. It's better to stay ready than to have to get ready. I also live in these. This is a style that will never go out of, this is a style of frame that will never go out of style. These are from 12 PM Studios, Black-owned, female-led brand by Janae Naylor. Absolutely obsessed. This is a style of frame. I live in these, especially they come in this is called London Blue. These are probably my favorite pair. I hate to play favorites with my kids, but I think this might be my favorite pair. Just the perfect frame, super light on the face, great on any face shape. This is the regular size, and then they come in a mini size as well. Highly, highly, highly advise taking a look at 12 PM Studios. Like, everything I'm just gonna give you a little tip from, I have the inside scoop. Everything that you're looking for trend-wise will be at 12 PM Studios very soon. That's all I'm gonna say. But yes, an aviator, you can never go wrong with an aviator. Very classic, very, very good to have. I picked up these ones from Saint Laurent. These are about a season old, but I love these aviators because they kind of dip down. Absolutely love like that dropped look. You know, very chic, kind of bitchy, very necessary. And yeah, so that is my sunglasses haul / spring summer 2026 trends / investor shopper. And if you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.